Please ask your legislators to propose these two bills. In this YouTube, I'm just going to talk about this one on the right. Make sure capital outlay funds given to charter schools are spent on buildings that are going to stay within the public school system and on leases that are at fair market value and not with related parties. The local school district must be allowed to refuse to distribute capital outlay funding to charter schools if the charter school doesn't provide a detailed list of how the money is spent and documentation that the leases are at fair market value and not with related parties. Or the building title indicates ownership transfers to the school district if the charter school should close. The proposed bills are addressing the issue mentioned in the financial accountability blocks in this chart. The wording from the chart: monitoring is done by the Charter School Governing Board. Some charter schools are skirting Florida Statute 1013.625 by leasing the building from related parties, which 2023 HB 1259 aims to address. An enforcement mechanism is needed. The new rules say no capital outlay funds if they have leases with related parties. Leases must be at fair market value. They must attest that they agree to Florida Statute 1013.625. Here's the exact portion that I just summarized for you. It begins on line 84 of HB 1259. So this is my bill proposal to make sure that there's an enforcement mechanism. And the underlying part is what I'm suggesting be added to the statutes. And it reads, this section should not be interpreted to mean that the school board can't ask the charter schools how they are spending the local sales surtax and local property taxes. The school board can ask for charter school reports so that they can report the expenditures to the public in a similar way that they report school district spending of local taxes. If the charter school refuses to comply, the school district must withhold the capital outlay funding. Assets purchased with and unspent funds from local sales surtax and property taxes will be considered restricted and must stay within the school district that generates the funds. The Charter School Governing Board is required to submit a list of all leases and documentation showing that this provision has been met to the school district. Failure to do so requires the school district to withhold capital outlay funding. The Charter School Governing Board is required to submit a list of all leases and documentation showing that this provision has been met to the local school district. Failure to do so requires the school district to withhold capital outlay funding. Capital outlay funding should stay within the school system. 2023 HB 1259 aimed to tighten the rules surrounding this statute, but enforcement is lacking. The Florida Department of Education nor the local school district are getting this information according to my public records request, which I can provide for you upon request. The Commissioner of Education is supposed to specify procedures, but he has not done that. Here's what an audit says about the Commissioner of Education. An operational audit of the FLDOE oversight of charter schools by the Florida Auditor General's Office suspects that the current level of state oversight is insufficient. Please see the Google Doc for more information.